So I find tremendous value working with council, committee, boards, commissions, task forces, and mostly because I truly believe when government create these entities that they're actually trying to manifest the Margaret Mead quote, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." So any of the groups that we've worked with, and we've done a variety of them over the years, always involve really committed and thoughtful citizens that want to make a difference in their community. So that makes the work very rewarding for me personally. And I think maybe what I'll share is one of the last opportunities we had to work with such an entity, which was a group of citizens that were appointed by council to make recommendations on potential changes to their electoral ward boundaries. So although the group was made up of representatives across the municipality, so part of the requirement to be in the group was that there was some geographic locations that were considered so that we had some disbursement amongst the municipality. And then over and above that, looking for individuals who had perspectives or experience in the fields of public policy, political science, and urban planning. So it was quite an actual, really thoughtful group with some really good experience on the topic at hand. And then they had a really good understanding of the fact that despite their experience and what they were bringing to the table, the potential impact, municipal-wide impact of an electoral ward boundary change really required them to look at involving stakeholders and citizens in their process as far as decision making to come up with their recommendations for council. So we were invited in with this project to use engagement to learn about and understand those public and stakeholders' perspectives and share those findings back with the group so that they could help make their decisions. We started our work with the group by really being purposeful, having a joint meeting so that we could come to some shared understanding about how engagement would actually support their work, and then further clarify and confirm their decision-making points. So in this case, the group had a variety of decisions that they needed to make in order to get to their recommendations. And we also needed to work with them to illuminate the fact that there was, at those different decision points, there was probably specific information that they needed from the public. And we needed to map out their process of how they were thinking they were going to come up with these recommendations so that we could accurately integrate engagement and make it most worthwhile for not only them to consider the information, but also those we were inviting into the process, the public and stakeholders, so that they had a clear understanding of the influence that they would have on the project and how their input would be used. So once we had that confirmed with the group and there was some shared understanding around the how and the decisions to be made and what information that they needed, then we were able to create a public engagement plan for them. They reviewed it, approved it, and then we were tasked with implementing that plan, gathering the input, and then reporting back to them on what we learned from the public and the stakeholders. And with that information, they were then able to overlay it into everything else that they were considering, which included best practices from other municipalities and jurisdictions. It included statistical data, it included demographic information for their municipality. So there were layers of information that they were working through, and the engagement piece was really designed to create a bit more robust context for them to be able to take that quantitative information and align the qualitative values and perspectives of those that would be impacted into their considerations, and ultimately create some recommendations that did go forward to council and were endorsed by council. So it ended up being a successful project, and one that we were really proud to be a part of, because it really was working with citizens who had made the choice to be involved in their community and make a difference, but knew that in order to be effective at that, they needed to engage with their fellow citizens and stakeholders to make the most impact and create the best recommendation possible for council to consider.